What's going on, y'all? So I had to talk about this because I've been seeing this on ESPN and other sports outlets a bit too much today, and I was just like, you know what? It's time to speak on this because I'm seeing too many people say that Lamar Jackson's style of play isn't conducive to signing him long term, which is absolutely ridiculous. The only reason Lamar's running this RPO offense is because the Baltimore Ravens, not Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens decided they felt this was the best way for them to be successful. Now, you can debate with that or whatever, and honestly, I think it actually affected his development as a passer because they wanted to focus on his ability to run, which is elite. We know that already. So here's the issue. If you're going to keep having people say, well, anybody who signs Lamar has to have an offense similar to what the Ravens have, that's ridiculous. At Louisville, with Bobby Petrino, Lamar was able to run a pro-style offense, which was not, I repeat, it was not emphasizing RPOs. Now, yes, he ran some, but the point is the structure within the offense allowed for that while not making that the focal point. Lamar's legs was not the focal point, despite how many highlights you've seen of him at Louisville, hurdling people and spin moves and all this stuff. Yes, he's a great runner, but he just happens to be a great runner. He's actually a really good thrower as well of the football. And shout out to people like Keyshawn Johnson who have mentioned this on his show and others. There's been a few who have said, yeah, you know what? Somehow Lamar's ability to pass the ball is forgotten. Now, this year, I watched the games, and this year, man, he's been a little off on his downfield throws. So, like the 40, 50-yard throws, he hasn't been hitting those like he would have in the past. I'm not sure how much that is just chemistry with the wide receivers because I feel like with Hollywood Brown, he was much better, and those two were on the same page, even though Hollywood dropped quite a few. But, this season, I can admit that he has not been as accurate as he normally would be. But Lamar, man, how many highlights do y'all see of Lamar with tight window throws, whether it's to Mark Andrews or Bateman or whoever? Like, that's there. So this whole idea that somehow, if the Jets, let's say, as you can see on the screen, and there's been a lot of Jet fans enthusiastic about the idea that Lamar could join them. If you're a Jet fan and you think, well, we don't want to run that kind of offense, you don't have to. That was Baltimore who decided that. That's not Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Lamar's going to do whatever it takes to win. So if you tell Lamar, look, you got to carry it 30 times, Lamar's doing that. But there's a reason why he didn't run the 40. He did not want to be drafted based upon his ability to run. He would prefer to sit in the pocket and throw. I don't know. I understand that we live in a time where everybody now gets their news, from little 30-second highlight videos or whatever, and you listen to the talking heads on TV tell you that Lamar runs. Just watch the games, y'all, and actually listen to what Lamar has to say. Lamar would prefer not to run as much as he's been running. That's been all Baltimore. So for me, if I'm Lamar Jackson, honestly, I want out of there. I don't know what he wants. He's been, releasing these cryptic messages on his social media, so we don't really know what he's thinking. But yes, he does love the city of Baltimore. At the same time, when it comes to what's best for his career, I hope Lamar decides to move on. As much as I have enjoyed watching the Ravens, I just don't think that they have done what's best for him. And that's unfortunate because this is someone who wants to win more than anything else. You feel me? So I just wanted to make sure I put my video out there so at least somebody is out here saying, look, Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league when it comes to throwing the football, when he's allowed to do so and when he's not running these gimmicky plays. You feel me? And we all know now what's going on with Roman and Harbaugh, how they're under fire, as they should be, for questionable play calling and just a whole lot of ridiculous decisions and time management. It's a mess in Baltimore right now. So Lamar, to me, has all the leverage here. And I think despite the fact that he's missed a few games, I really feel like he's in a position of power at this point. So let's keep an eye on it. Let's see what happens. Whether or not, he does end up with the Jets, I would love that. Based on that defense, you got Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson automatically becomes the best wide receiver he's ever played with if the Jets end up with Lamar Jackson. But I know that there are folks who also want Derek Carr to go to New York. So this should be a really eventful offseason. And based on Lamar's tweets and IG posts, there's going to be a lot to talk about, y'all.